Wei Liang was taken aback and asked in surprise, "Your mother said you just had an operation. What's going on?" Dalan had to bite the bullet and said, "Last time I was at Song's house in Orus Hill, I also made a bet with Mr. Charlie. I also lost that bet. Then I swallowed a string of gemstone necklaces, which were later surgically removed due to intestinal obstruction." Wei Liang swallowed, horrified in his heart. This Dalan is too miserable, right? Even swallowed a string of necklaces. And this time, I have to swallow a jade pendant. Although Wei Liang is not a good person, nor a kind, but when he hears such things, he can't help but sympathize with Dalan in heart. It's not good to provoke Charlie? Who is Charlie? Don't talk about you. The god of war was in front of him, and he was crushed into a baby boy in an instant. I am the damn young master of the GU family, Eastcliff's well-known Diamond King, nicknamed Eastcliff Humanoid Driver. It is windy and suave, and almost no one dares to mess with it in Eastcliff. Didn't Charlie make him lose his fertility and be beaten into a dog? In the end, he had to kneel down for Charlie to beg for forgiveness. Just like that, let alone a bastard from a second-rate family like you. In order to please Charlie, Wei Liang put away the little sympathy in his heart for Dalan. He sternly said with a cold expression, "Dalan, everyone is an adult, so you should be willing to bet and lose. I don't think you will be haggling here anymore. Hurry up and swallow this jade." Dalan's expression immediately turned into a bitter face that was too bitter. Wei Liang said coldly, "I'm telling you, please feel lucky in your heart. Last time you swallowed a necklace. This time it is just a pendant. Fortunately, I didn't match this pendant with a chain, otherwise you have to swallow it with the necklace." Dalan was crying and looked at his cousin Elsa, and pleaded bitterly, "Elsa, my good sister, please quickly plead with Mr. Charlie. Let Mr. Charlie let me go this time. I really know I was wrong. From now on I will never do it right with him again. From now on, I will be his dog. I will do what he asks me to do. Even if he lets me bite, I will never hesitate, but ask him to forgive me this time." Elsa's heart was also very tangled at this time. The cousin was so dissatisfied with Charlie just now. Women are like this. Don't think Dalan is Elsa's cousin. The relationship between the two people was really good when they were young. But Charlie is Elsa's longtime lover, so if these two people are placed in front of her, she must be biased towards Charlie in her heart. Now Dalan asked her to intercede with Charlie, and she suddenly didn't know what to do. When Juanita saw this, she ran to Elsa and knelt down while crying, and wailed and said, "Elsa, give Auntie face, please beg Mr. Charlie, he can raise his hand and spare your cousin once. You aunt kneels down for you." Elsa wanted to stretch out her hand to help, but Juanita wanted to kneel down, and the two of them were so deadlocked. Elsa really couldn't bear her aunt to kneel to herself, so she hurriedly looked at Charlie, apologized, and asked a little pleadingly, "Charlie, please look at my face. Just forgive my brother this time." Charlie hesitated for a moment, and said to Elsa, "Let's take a step to talk." Elsa nodded hurriedly, followed Charlie to the side, looking at Charlie nervously, for fear that he would be angry with her. Charlie looked at her and asked, "When in Orus Hill, a pair of brothers named Oliver and Vincent tried to assassinate you. Does it have anything to do with Dalan?" Elsa waved her hand quickly. "It was not my cousin who did that thing. It was my other cousin." "Your cousin?" Charlie frowned. "Is he here?" Elsa shook her head and said, "It is said that after the incident last time, someone with a lot of background warned the Dong family that my cousin had a guilty conscience and hid abroad and never came back. This time my grandma passed her birthday. He did not come even today." Charlie nodded lightly, and then asked, "So, you and your cousin Dalan have no contradiction, right?" "That's right." Elsa said hurriedly, "My cousin is, how to put it, ego is built a little bit, and he doesn't know how to learn, but he hasn't done anything that hurts the world, he just likes to boast." Speaking of this, Elsa pleaded diligently, "So, Charlie, you don't have trouble with him today with this matter. Give me a face, okay?" While talking, Elsa already grabbed Charlie's arm with both hands, shook it gently like a baby, and her face was full of pleading and shyness. Charlie was helpless, knowing that since Elsa had pleaded with him, he couldn't continue to embarrass her cousin even if he was looking at her friend's face. However, Delance pretended to be a bit too big. If he were to spare him like this, it would be too cheap for him. Thinking of this, he said to Elsa, "Well, since it is your cousin, then I have to give you face and whatever you say."